Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video, we're going to go through the week ahead analysis as traders return back from the holiday season. So, hope you all had a great holiday period. Hope you all had a great new year. And let's get started. Let's see what the markets have for us this week. So, if we go into the major news announcements, we actually have our first non-farm payroll data of the year. Coming on Friday, and is expected to see a jump of jobs as well as a jump in our average hourly earnings. So on Friday we could actually see quite a positive US dollar outcome here. If we do see a significant jump in the jobs, we see unemployment falling and average hourly earnings rise, typically that leads to a fairly bullish non-farm payroll move for the US dollar. Now seasonally the dollar's not looking great, and the dollar index is also showing a little bit of resistance at the moment, but by the end of the week we may see a little bit of bullishness coming into the US dollar, even if it only is in the short term. Moving on to the seasonals to watch then, so looking at obviously start of January, we want to be looking at where is best place to look for some trades and opportunities. We like to use this currency heat map provided by this source here at Markets Made Clear, and if you look at this we can see that the strong seasonal charts to watch going into this month is gold, silver and also a couple of stock markets. In regards to the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. You can also see other precious metals, in particular platinum and palladium, also perform pretty well throughout this time of year. Moving on then to the strength meter. Now the strength meter hasn't been updated for a couple of weeks, so the changes here are slightly out of line. However, what's interesting to me is the rise of the pound over the past couple of weeks, and that we could see a potential for the pound to continue to get stronger or actually start to form a little bit of a reversal. Now it's at an extreme on the strength meter. We have also seen the Japanese yen fall significantly and is now at a reversal as well. So we could start to see a little bit of yen strength, a little bit of pound weakness going into this week if we're going to look for that reversal play. Otherwise, the pound yen trend should continue to push higher, and we'll look at the different scenarios in a second. Moving on to the US dollar index then, so looking at the price action here, we can see that we're starting to get these bearish weekly candlesticks. Usually that leads to a break in trend, and we haven't seen that just yet. If we look at this daily time frame here, the market is starting to break out into new lows, but what we really want to see is a lower low, lower high pattern form, because that's what we would traditionally see if price was going to pull back on this weekly to this 94.50 level. So that's what I'm looking for here on the US dollar index. Can we break out of this range finally that we've been in for the past month? Break out of that and see some downside is what I'm looking for on the US dollar index. Going on to euro US dollar then, we can see what we're basically looking for here. It's the reversal to the US dollar index. If the US dollar index is going to fall, euro US dollar typically will rally. We are in a strong downward trend here, but euro US dollar has remained fairly subdued, very much like the US dollar index, and we haven't really seen a pullback yet. If we look at the pound US dollar price, pound US dollar has rallied back to the previous structure lows already on the weekly time frame, but euro really hasn't followed that path, and we can see here that, you know, if we are to break out of these highs around about 113.87 on the daily, that would probably trigger some buying opportunities up into these previous swing lows, where we could then obviously see the trend continue at that point or see a complete reversal. That's obviously going to depend on the fundamentals around the euro at the market at the moment. ECB have been pretty dovish in their tones. They're not recently they've kind of took the position of not hiking rates so that they can be a little bit more flexible, whereas obviously we saw the Bank of England hike interest rates, and that kind of caused the pound to get stronger over the recent weeks. So there's a little bit of a different outlook there, and euro, if it was to try and break above these highs, I think it would definitely be more of a dollar move rather than the euro getting stronger. It'd be more likely that the dollar is getting weaker. Going on to pound yen, so I think this is definitely a chart to watch going into this week. Not only do we have this seasonal sort of position on the risk on markets, suggesting that pound yen could move higher. We also have the strength meter suggesting that this is one to watch from both a bullish and bearish point of view. You know, if we look at the kind of price action here, we've had a very strong rally up with very shallow pullbacks. We've had a couple of kind of stalling days. We haven't really had much in the way of a pullback yet. So I actually think the price action here is starting to slow down on the daily time frame, and I think that that might show signs of a slight retracement phase coming into the market. Now, if we look at the 4-hour time frame, we can see that strong sort of channel that's been created here in the short term. Now, if price was to break and trade outside of this channel, it may give opportunity to sellers to jump into the market here and push prices down to at least this sort of 154 area, 154 sort of 30. Maybe then we will see that continuation up to the swing highs for either a continuation within this overall range that pound yen is in, or if the yen continues to get weaker, we may see it break to the upside. But you know, in the grand scheme of things, you probably want to be a buyer of the pound yen, but it's where do you want to buy it from? Now, obviously, I want to be a buyer if price retraces. So if we get into this zone, that could be where buyers step back in. Finally then, the S&P 500, we can see that obviously over the seasonal period, price has rallied to the upside. We featured the S&P a while back saying that if price can drop back down into this key structure area through here, likelihood is that we're going to see that rally form, and we've seen price do that. We saw a huge rally out the market breaking into all-time highs again, and you know, seasonally the January is pretty bullish stocks, so I expect that to continue. Whether that is a large move, we don't know, but what we could see is if price was to trade above this sort of trading range on the 4-hour retest, that could see some continuation to the upside as well. So keep an eye on your S&P 500. Could be a bullish seasonal month for you. And yeah, I'll leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the video update. Hope you had a great new year. Thanks for watching the videos once more. If you did like it, please leave it a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel to see some more of our Forex content, and I'll speak to you in the next video.